Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Tonight we are at the Hickory Motor Speedway once again with the Leave the Pack Short Track Gauntlet Series. And we are ready to go racing in the Legends cars. I believe this is the first time I have ever announced for the Legends division, so this is going to be a fun race. These cars have quite a bit of draft when they're next to each other, so it's going to be fun to watch and see who can maneuver to the front of the field. Qualifying underway. Brian Gravel on his third and final qualifying lap goes to the top of the board into the 15-second bracket of 15.99 for the number 22. Next up on track, Caleb Dyer making his first start here with the Leave the Pack iRacing League. See what he can do in the Legends car. And the Legends are kind of an interesting car. They redid them here on iRacing a few seasons ago, and it drives fairly similar, but it's definitely a more up-to-date and a lot of fun to drive. Dylan Connor in the 91, winner of race number 1 in the mini stocks. Could not make it last week. We'll see what he can do here in his return. First lap time is 17:06. He'll try and save some of that speed for lap 2. As you can see, definitely had a handful there out of the second corner. He'll try again on his final lap. White flag for Connor here. We gave him 3 laps this week to try and really get some fast times to the top of the board. Adam Fulford on his final lap jumps up to the 6th spot. Is out of turn 4. Dylan Connor sees the checkered flag, and he'll go to the 2nd spot, a 16.00. Matching times with Braxton Nuis in the number 8 machine. One more driver left to qualify. Nick Giampa in the 46 machine, making his way out on the Speedway. Let's see what he's got. Down into turns 1 and 2. Nick making his 2nd start with the Gauntlet Series this season. His first start coming back in week number 1 with the mini stocks. And out of turn 2, a little bit sideways that time, and he'll get it up into the wall. He'll have another lap. He did not see the white flag, so he'll have one more shot to find a better lap if he chooses, but with only 17 seconds remaining in qualifying, I think he'll stick with the 16.68. As we wrap up qualifying, we'll look at the info for tonight's race. Not too hot on the racetrack, a 75-degree track temp as we head into the feature. We've got 15 cars ready to roll. Clouds are out here tonight at Hickory, so these drivers have a little bit of a cooler track temp than what we're used to seeing, which is maybe a little bit of a breath of fresh air. They're going to have to push as much as they typically would. Now let's see if we can grab a word from our pole sitter here tonight, Brian Gravel. We'll see if we can get him up in the broadcast booth here. Brian Gravel up into the broadcast booth here tonight, pole sitter for race number 3 of the Gauntlet Series. You race Legends in real life. You're going to have maybe an advantage, and you're starting from the pole. Can you hang on for 35 laps?
I mean, it's all just going to be depending on draft. I mean, because these guys will be able to run me down from a straightaway back if I get a good gap. So it's all going to be about how I get raced when they get to me. If everybody races me clean, I should be able to hold on. But if somebody drives through me, then I'll probably be in the woods over here.
Alrighty, well, hopefully we can see some good racing up at the front, and you can stay out of trouble, and maybe we'll talk to you later on.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well that was your pole sitter, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Gravel. He, like I said, races a legend car in real life. Ran down at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway this weekend. As the field makes their way out onto the back straightaway, we'll get a look at our starting lineup here tonight. 15 cars going to bring us to the green. We'll go through them as they get the white flag. Brian Gravel and Dylan Connor going to bring us to the field, your front row starters. Braxton Deweese and Brandon Elvis going to roll off in row number 2. Caleb Dyer making his first start with Leave the Pack, going to start 5th. Brandon Atkinson in the 15 will start in the 6th spot. Carter Hollingsworth in the 28 rolls off 7th next to Adam Fulford in the 71. Caleb Thompson will start 9th in the 04. Jaden Russell 10th in the 11. Easton Swain 11th. Zach Murphy 12th. Back behind them, it's going to be Kyle Heinzelman, Michael Richardson, and Nick Giampa bring us to the green through turns 3 and 4, and we're racing here at Hickory. Down into turns 1 and 2. Oh, early trouble there. It looked like there was oil or something down in turns 1 and 2. Everybody went for a slide, and that green flag did not last very long. We'll take a look at what happened and try to run that start back. Let's look at it here. Here's the view of the field coming through the restart zone. You can see Jaden Russell. It looks like the 04 of Caleb Thompson just went for a slide. He will be at the back. And that is going to put us under yellow for the first time here tonight. Brian Gravel going to have a quick breath of fresh air, and we will re-rack them and restack them and try again. So under yellow for the first time. This will be a good chance to look at the schedule, the remaining races. As we look here, there was supposed to be a twin 25 here tonight, but we decided to just do one 35-lap race. Keep all the excitement contained to one feature event. And then next week we will be in the late models, so we're going to bring some speed here to Hickory. It's going to be a really exciting one to see who can pick up the late model race. I know there's going to be a lot of eyes on that race there. We've got the Tour Mods after that, Street Stocks, ARCA Series, and then Super Late Models will round out our field. As we throw the green, we're back underway. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go. Brian Gravel going to take the early advantage. Dylan Connor into the 2nd spot. Braxton Deweese and Brandon Elvis battle for 3rd. And oh, a spin again out back. Michael Richardson in the 07 machine around. And that will put us under yellow quickly here. Only one lap in. Caution laps do not count here in the Leave the Pack Gauntlet Series. So the caution flag flying. We'll send them back. Green flag. Dylan Connor into the 2nd spot. So far, nobody really has moved. Nick Giampa in the 46, started 15th. He's up to 11th after that lap 1 incident down into turns 1 and 2. It's Gravel and Connor double up down the back straightaway. shorten the yellow for these drivers. They will come back to 1 to go signal right here. The lights will drop on the iRacing.com pace car. We will see if anybody can get around Brian Gravel here. Only 2 laps in. We've got a lot of racing left to go. 33 laps remain. We've had 2 early spins. We'll see if we can get some green flag laps in here. As they go through the restart zone, Gravel brings him back to the green. He is clear into turns 1 and 2. Through the first set of corners, everybody makes it through. Dylan Connor under fire for the second spot. Braxton Deweese in the 8 machine, moving to the inside. He's going to try and bring Caleb Dyer with her. Dyer spins down the back straightaway. And that's going to bring out the caution flag. I believe it was just Dyer. Let's see what happened. We saw the bumper tag down into turns 1 and 2. Hollingsworth in the 28 was back behind him. Was there contact? I don't know if there was. I think the 12 machine of Dyer may have just went around. We'll look at it from the drone camera. Yeah, I don't see any contact. There was right there at the end, but Hollingsworth really didn't have anywhere to go in the 28 machine. Let's take a look at what happened from the 28's perspective. You can see the onboard right here. And yeah, not really much he could do on that part of the track. You're all the way in the throttle. As the caution flag comes back out. Under yellow for a 3rd time already. 3 quick cautions to start things off. Working lap number 4 as the lights drop on the iRacing.com pace car. Caleb Thompson has brought that machine pit side. I'm not sure if he's making it back out or not. It looks like he will make it back out, so everybody going to be able to continue. As now Braxton Deweese will line up next to your race leader, Brian Gravel. Through the restart zone they go. We're back underway. Good start for Gravel, not a good start for Deweese. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go, and around goes Brandon Elvis. Man, a tough run early on. It's been a spin fest. A lot of cars having trouble with the handling here early on. As we're back under yellow, take a look at what happened to Elvis again. Here is the look at that. I don't think anyone got into him. Yeah, I don't think there was any contact. Elvis just got into the corner a little bit too much of a bump to the back of Braxton Deweese in the 8 machine. And we go back yellow, still only on lap 5. We've got 30 laps of racing remaining. Gravel in the 22, your race leader. Dylan Connors second, Braxton Deweese in the 3rd spot. Brandon Atkinson sitting 4th. Carter Hollingsworth in the 5th spot. Adam Fulford into the 6th position. Those are your front 3 rows. Down into turns 3 and 4. Pace car makes the hard left turn onto pit road, and we are going to go back racing here. A good jump from Grable in the 22, leaving Dylan Connor in the dust right there. They'll be side by side for the top spot. There was a spin out back. I believe we'll stay green. I hope we do. As lap number 6, Carter Hollingsworth around in the number 28 machine. And under caution we go once again. Caution flag is back out. And Carter wanted an interview. Let's go ahead and give him one in the race. Carter Hollingsworth, up into the broadcast booth. You wanted a mid-race interview. What happened there?
Yo, come on, bro. This car sucks. I absolutely hate this car. I don't run it a lot and just gas it up too hard.
Give her a little bit too much juice there. We're watching on the broadcast. Yeah, it just looked like you got over the bumps and around she went. Well, we'll get them re-racked and restacked. We're only 7 laps into this one. I'm going to give you admin so you can go ahead and advance these caution flags out. But
yeah, I will not. I'm not going to kick Brian, I promise.
All right, well, try and get back through the field. Glad you could get it back rolling.
Yeah.
All right, that was Carter Hollingsworth up in the broadcast booth after that spin. We are going to jump to the BRB screen just real quick so I can give him admin and these drivers can advance through the caution flags instead of as we prepare to go back racing. Gravel and Connor going to bring us to the green. The green is back out. We're back underway down into turns 1 and 2. Not as good of a start that time from Brian Gravel. Down into turns 3 and 4 they go. They're looking for 3 wide on the exit of 4. As Brian Gravel begins to peek out into a little bit of an advantage as we try to get to lap 10. Big save there from the 71 of Adam Fulford on the bottom side. Way to hang on to that race car. These things jump out, and it's very hard to hold on. As the caution flag flies, Nick Giampa in the 46 machine goes around. Like out of 4. It's a little bit too much, and you can see it come around. We've seen a lot of spins. These guys really haven't had too many green flag laps to really get it figured out and build heat in the tires. They're all rolling around on somewhat cold tires. We'll go back racing this time by Brian Gravel in the 22. Braxton Deweese in the number 8 machine. Gonna bring him back. Can anybody touch that 22 machine? He's been very good here at the start. 25 laps remain. And we're back racing down into turns 1 and 2. Brandon Atkinson tries to charge to the bottom for the 2nd spot. Luis on the outside lane trying to fight. A long way around. Dylan Connor looking there for 3rd. He's down the back straightaway. Caution flag back out. Michael Richardson and Caleb Dyer. Looked like two kind of separate incidents there. Dyer in the 12 machine got tagged by, I believe, Caleb Thompson. We'll look at that one more time from the drone. You see the 04 on the inside lane. Yeah, he definitely just came up the racetrack a little bit there, and around goes the 17 of Dyer. As we get ready to go back racing here. Your field doubling up down into turns 3 and 4. And everybody goes back to full throttle. Down the front straightaway, good start for your front 4 rows. Grable gets the lead down the back straightaway, but here comes that draft that he was talking about earlier on. Braxton Deweese in the second spot, fighting with Brandon Atkinson. Give the spot to Atkinson on the top side. As they head down the back straightaway, Brandon Atkinson and Braxton Deweese fight for the second spot. How about Adam Fulford right there in the 71? Fulford wants a piece of the action. He's right there on the back bumper. Go on board with the 71 right here. Definitely got a handful as we've got more contact in turns 3 and 4. Around goes Carter Hollingsworth. And I believe that's going to do it for the number 28 machine. Let's see what happened. Looked like there was contact with the 17 of Caleb Dyer. And I don't know which one initiated it. It looked like they may have just kind of met in the middle there. We'll go to the drone one more time. Yeah, you can definitely see the 29 coming down the, or 28 machine coming down the racetrack. Don't know if he was loose or what exactly happened there. But the caution flag is going to fly once again. A lot of caution flags so far. It has been quite a few laps since we've had a good green flag stretch. And I don't know if we really have had one to say. So the field will try it again. Lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. And we'll go back racing. It's Brian Grable and Brandon Atkinson through the restart zone. They go. An early jump there from Brian Grable. A good start down into 1. Down the back straightaway they go. Braxton Deweese fighting on the bottom side. Trying to take the second spot back, but it looks like that outside lane as of this moment is just a little bit better. Ooh, loose on the bottom is the 8 machine of Deweese. Fulford continues to roll on the outside. He moves up into the 3rd spot. Adam Fulford trying to get onto the podium once again. Dylan Connor thought about 3 wide down into turns 1 and 2 right there. Thought better of it though. He'll fall back into line in the 7th spot behind Easton Swain. Zach Murphy involved in that first incident down into turns 1 and 2. He's worked his way back up into the top 5. He sits in the 5th spot now. As Kyle Heinzelman moves up into 7th. We've seen a lot of shuffling in this field. as things start to calm down here. We've got 16 laps to go, make it 15 to go for Brian Gravel. And just as I say, we're getting green flag laps in. The caution flag flies. Michael Richardson in the 07 machine. There's a round out of 4. We'll see how that happened. Looked like, once again, just another driver just a little bit too low. Down off the corner. Clipped that apron. And around he went. And that puts us under yellow. One more time, we'll look at the official number here so you guys can see at home. 9 caution flags. We've still got 15 laps to go. So things have been rather chaotic here in the beginning. I honestly don't know how we've had 15 cautions or 9 cautions, I should say, and there are still 14 cars on the racetrack. That is what's blowing my mind, but we'll see what happens. We'll come back to the 1 to go signal here. Gravel and Atkinson. So far, it's just been the Brian Gravel restart show. He's been nailing these starts. Several car lengths down into the corners. It only takes 1 restart for him to lose that lead, so we'll see what happens coming out of 4 this time. As the pace car drops to the bottom side. Through the restart zone they go. One more time, 14 laps to go. We're back racing into turns 1 and 2. Gravel down the back straightaway. Here comes Adam Fulford fighting for the 3rd spot. Or for the 2nd spot, rather. Out of turns 3 and 4. Atkinson back around on the top side. And that one's going to be a big one. A lot of cars collected. 10th caution of the evening. A big one that time. Let's watch it out of turns 3 and 4. And oh, the 57 of Kyle Heinzelman got loose, and you saw the bobble right there. And that was it. Everybody piled in that was back behind him. See right there, got sideways. Look at it one more time from the inside. You can see that big wobble there. As we get ready to go back again. This time it will, oh, maybe we will go this time. The lights drop down the back straightaway. We're going to bring it back to 12 to go. Brian Gravel next to Adam Fulford. What can Adam Fulford do in that 71 machine? He started in the 8th spot in this one. Good start there from Gravel, but here comes Fulford on the outside, trying to get a run built up here. Gravel going to block that run. Fulford into turns 3 and 4, trying to hold the 2nd spot. He's loose off of 4. What a save by the 71. As down the back straightaway they go. Nick Giampa in the 46 into the wall. I believe everybody keeps it going, though. They're almost 4 wide out of 4. And Giampa into the tires right there, I believe, will stay green. Brian Gravel. Adam Fulford running 2nd. Brandon Atkinson runs in the 3rd spot right now. Is there anything left These cars back behind, and around goes Michael Richardson. Richardson to the pits after that one. Let's see what happened. Down into turns 3 and 4. Yeah, just into the back bumper of the 11 of Jaden Russell. I forgot to turn back audio there. I didn't realize I turned it off. But anyways, back underway we go. Gravel in the 22 machine. It's a good jump. Coming back to 8 to go. They went single file that time. Let's see if anybody can track down Brian Gravel. In the 15, looking to the inside of Adam Fulford here. That's for the second spot. They'll come back to 6 laps to go. 6 laps remaining. Easton Swain and Zach Murphy battling for the 5th spot right there. Swain trying to keep his podium streak alive. Both of the first 2 races he's been on the podium is back out front. Brandon Atkinson in the 15 moves up into the 2nd spot. A wiggle from Adam Fulford is going to give him room to clear. And what does Brandon Atkinson have left here? With 4 laps to go, almost a caution out back, and there it is. The caution flag flies. We will re-rack them and re-stack them here. And we will have a green-white checkered finish. Green-white checkered. Or sorry, not green-white checkered. I believe it will be a 3-lap shootout when they come back around. And let's look here at what happened to the 17. He was loose on the bottom before that. This is down into turns 1 and 2. And no, it looked like he was just got a little bit sideways and went down to the bottom side and went for a spin. So we will re-rack them and re-stack them. Looks like we will have another single file restart here. Single file inside of 10 to go when the caution laps don't count. And the green flag drops. We're back underway. 3-lap shootout here for Brian Gravel. Can anybody get up there and make the pass? Adam Fulford trying to hang on to that final spot on the podium. Popsicle sticks up in the air, 2 laps to go for Adam Fulford. Or for Brian Grable. DeWeese looking to the inside for the 3rd spot here. White flag is out, final time around. Can Brandon Atkinson do anything here for that top spot? He's right there through turns 1 and 2. Final time down into turns 3 and 4. Grable in the 22, Atkinson in the 15. There's a little bit of bumper tag at the line. It's going to be Brian Grable. Brian Grable picks up the victory. 1/10 of a second the difference there. Brandon Atkinson got 2nd, Adam Fulford 3rd. But it was an exciting one there at the line. We're going to quickly grab a word from our top 3 finishers here, try and wrap things up early for the night. Let's see if we can get Adam Fulford up into the broadcast booth. Adam Fulford up into the broadcast booth, 3rd place finisher here tonight. It was an eventful one there. You started in the 8th spot, so you were able to move forward, but not a lot of green flag laps. Well, I guess we did get 35 green flag laps, but not a lot of long green flag runs per se.
Nope, not at all. Honestly, I'm pretty pleased with the way I finished tonight. If you'd asked me an hour ago or told me that I'd finished 3rd an hour ago, I'd have said you'd be yes. But overall, it was pretty good. Once me and Axon we all got single filed on that little green flag run we had, we were definitely catching Grable. I don't know if we would have had anything for him or not, but of course we'll never know. But good race with Axon. That was fun, side by side. Good win to Grable. Once we could get racing, it was good clean racing.
Yeah, it was definitely good up at the front there, especially towards the end of the race. We had that little green flag run-ish. I think as long of a green flag run as you could get in a 35-lap race without it going full distance. But still a good run for the 71 machine. Like I said, 8th to 3rd. Who do you have to thank for a podium finish here in week 3?
First off, I got to thank you, Winston, for putting on this league and doing all the broadcasts and stuff. It's pretty cool to be able to get all of our sponsors out there in the virtual world. I got to thank Sunset Pest Control, Quality Marine Welding, LNA Tire and Auto, Park and Supply, Rankin Race Engines, Diamond Cleaners, ECR for their all the support, Coleman Designs for the paint scheme, Race Room 3. If I've forgotten anybody else, I deeply apologize. Oh, shout out, tonight's my dad's birthday, so shout out to him. He's turning 52 years old tonight. Or today, I should say.
Well, happy birthday, Pops. Congratulations to you, Adam, on a 3rd place finish here tonight. And we wish you luck throughout the rest of the season.
Appreciate it, Winston.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, so now to talk to our 2nd place finisher here tonight. Up in the broadcast booth, Brandon Atkinson, P2 here tonight. How do you feel after Legends?
That was a very long and intense race with all the restarts we had, and with the draft and these things, and both lanes being able to be worked kind of. It was fun, but it was super intense the whole time.
Yeah, it was definitely intense there at the front. It looked very tough to hold your car in position. It just never looked like you guys were comfortable on the track, and that made for an exciting race at the front once everything kind of got settled out. You started in the 6th spot here tonight, worked your way up to 2nd. Do you think you had anything for Grable if you had any more green flag laps?
I possibly could have. Whenever me and Fulford were able to line up, which great run to him, congratulations. He had a great run, and it was a very fun race with him. We were able to kind of, get in line, and we were able to run them down, but as soon as we got close, another caution would come out. So it was just tough to make any headway, and of course Grable was ripping and getting really good restarts, so it was hard to do anything with that with the limited amount of time that we got there. So, but all in all, it's good fun, and good win to Brian Grable, and good race to everyone.
Yeah, it was definitely a good run. All 3 of you guys there at the podium put on a good show right down to the wire. Who do you have to thank, Brandon, for another podium finish?
There's everyone at Skyline Motorsports, Christian and John and all the boys over there. Thanks to TT Factory boys. They're always tuning in and watching, so I appreciate that. Thank you, WD, for putting this on, and look forward to running the rest of these. I didn't know about tonight, so I'm lucky I was able to. I'm very happy with the second, so we were able to get some points and move on.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun rest of the season. I think we got all the cars that everybody's kind of got headaches about out of the way, so hopefully these next few races are some good, exciting racing, and everybody's comfortable in the cars and we can put on a show. But congratulations to you, Brandon, on your second place run here tonight.
Thank you, WD. You have a good night, and I'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. All right, now to talk to our winner here tonight, B Gravy, Brian Gravel. B Gravy, up into the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Alrighty, well, led flag to flag. Didn't really have too much of a challenge there, but man, just an ace on the restarts. He had to be, but they put you to the test here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I had to get away good because I knew the draft was really gonna suck. So if I got a good gap out front, I could kind of pace myself for a little bit till they ran me down. Because I know that we have one decent green flag run. And I mean, they ran me down from a straightaway back, and then I thought Brandon was gonna get me there at the end because I kind of bobbled off a 4, and he kind of really closed the gap. He tried to fire it into 1, and then on 3 tried to move me up the track, but I kind of parked it on him and was able just to protect the bottom because that's what it was all about, was protecting the bottom and keeping momentum up.
Yeah, it was definitely a big momentum game here tonight, and you did a good job of keeping the 22 out. You had a couple big runs from behind, and luckily you were able to keep them at bay and not let them slip to the inside or the outside, and that was your first win here in the Gauntlet Series. Who do you have to thank for a win in the car that you drive in real life?
I'd like to thank Napa, Champs Auto Care, Oliver Motorsports. My dad, he really helps out when I need the help. I'll be in the shop working on the car all week, and when it comes down to if I'm going to be able to make it or not, Dad's willing to step up and help me. And then for this win, I'd like to thank Call to Chassis, you for putting this on, and hopefully we'll be back next week for the late model stock race.
Yeah, late models next week are definitely going to be a pretty fun race. I'm hearing the weather's going to be a little bit spicy out there, so it's going to be fun watching them slip and slide. So congratulations to you, Gravel, on your win here tonight, and we wish you luck going forward.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was your winner, Brian Gravel. We'll look at the final finishing results. Get those up on screen for you guys. Your winner, Brian Gravel, in the 22. We just talked to him. Brandon Atkinson second, Adam Fulford third. Braxton Nuis, just shy of a podium finish here tonight, finishes in the 4th spot. Easton Swain breaks the podium finish streak, but he will keep the top 5 streak alive in the 5th spot. Zach Murphy 6th. Dylan Connor 7th. Caleb Thompson 8th. Brandon Elvis 9th. Kyle Heinzelman 10th. Caleb Dyer 11th. Jaden Russell 12th. Michael Richardson 13th. Nick Giampa 14th. And Carter Hollingsworth rounds out the field in the 15th spot. So that is going to do it for us here tonight, folks. We'll look at the schedule for the rest of the season real quick. But thank you guys for tuning in to the WD Broadcasting Network. We'll see you guys right back here on Thursday night for the Trackmaster Sim Series before we head off to Winchester Speedway for the 54th running of the Winchester 400. It's going to be an exciting weekend. If you guys haven't already, follow on Facebook for all the updates there. Looking forward to producing some high bank content. So we will see you guys throughout the rest of the week. But thank you guys for watching tonight's Leave the Pack Gauntlet race in the Legends car at Hickory. I am your host, Winston Deal, signing it off from the WD Broadcasting Network. Peace out.